Did you know using your browser in incognito mode doesn't actually protect your privacy? Take back your privacy with IPVanish VPN. Just one tap and all your data, passwords, communications, browsing history, and more will be instantly protected. IPVanish makes you virtually invisible online. Use IPVanish on all your devices, anytime you go online at home and especially on public Wi-Fi. Get IPVanish now for 70% off a yearly plan with this exclusive offer at ipvanish.com/audio.
It's cozy season, and nothing compares to wrapping yourself in a Minky Couture blanket. Luxuriously soft, perfectly warm, thoughtfully made. From movie nights to chilly mornings, Minky Couture turns everyday moments into pure comfort. Once you feel it, you'll understand why it's called the original best blanket ever. Visit minkycouture.com or a store near you and make this cozy season your softest one yet.
Robots Radio. Games, lore, stories, community. Just press play. Welcome to the Fallout Lorecast, the podcast that explores the boundaries of our knowledge about the world of Fallout. Wastelanders, Vault Dwellers, welcome back to the Fallout Lorecast. This is your host, Tom, or Robots, and I am here this week with a bunch of our patrons because it's the end of November, and it's that time again to talk about something crazy. You know how it goes, and we've been throwing around some ideas. The idea we landed on today has to do with settlements, places that you can live in the wasteland, and we're going to be going through a few different options, which I will introduce in a minute. But first, I'm going to read through all the names of everybody who's here, and then on the count of 3, all of you are going to give me your best warning sound for when you decide to nuke somewhere. What does the machine sound like when you hit the nuke button? All right. Be thinking about this. Ready? We've got Nova and Silas and Be Free and Tierson, Lil Green, and ones and zeros. Welcome back to the show. 1, 2, 3.
Warning, please evacuate.
Woo. I wasn't muted. Evacuate.
That was wonderful. That was awesome. Welcome to the show, everybody. So today we're talking about settlements. And the initial topic was, where would you choose to live? If you could choose to live in any location that has shown up in a game, it has to be someplace that we've actually visited in a game. That could be anything from Fallout 1 to Fallout 76, any of the mainline games. Where would you choose to live? But we're going to spice this up a little bit because you're going to be naming not only where you would choose to live, which settlement you would settle down in, but also, you know, when you go visit somewhere and you're like, this place is nice to visit, but I don't want to live here. Yeah. So you're going to pick a place that you would love to visit, but you don't want to live. And then the final option, the final thing I want you to share with us is if somebody had a gun to your head and you were in front of like a nuke silo and you had to pick a place where people were living, a permanent settlement, which one would you nuke if you had to? So live, visit, and nuke. And I think Lil Green, you're already unmuted. You want to start us off? You're like hanging out here. You're ready to go. Nuke. Yeah. Welcome back to the show, by the way, buddy. How's it going?
That's going good. I'm enjoying a slow period in work.
Nice. Do you have a settlement that you think about when you play any of the games and you feel like in your soul is like, yeah, I'd probably live here?
Live? Either Rivet City or Diamond City, honestly.
Okay, so Rivet City or Diamond City. Rivet City, Fallout 3, Diamond City, Fallout 4. If you had to choose only one, which one would it be?
I would say Rivet, honestly. Just because, you know, living on an aircraft carrier, that just sounds like kind of freaking cool. And also, like, it does have a lot of security as well. It's a very safe place to live, I would feel like.
Okay, so safe place to live on a wearing out old aircraft carrier that's falling into the sea.
It survived the Great War and it's still up and running, you know, so many years later. So, I mean, it's pretty, you know, safe, I would assume.
Yeah, and there's some cool stuff on there too. Let's open this up. What do you guys think about Rivet City? Feel free to chime in. How do you feel, B?
There's a great amount of vendors. They've got some top of the line scientists. I feel like you got everything you need on Rivet City.
Yeah,
exactly.
A museum, all sorts of cool
it's
stuff.
even better.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. I feel like that's a solid option. Now, where would you like to visit, but you would never live?
Visit but never live. That's a harder one, I would say, honestly.
Because you have to think about it. Like in the wasteland, people still have. I mean, yeah, you're struggling to survive in a lot of cases. A lot of terrible stuff's going on. But at the same time, you might want to take a vacation and go somewhere, right?
If anything, it would just be New Vegas in general. Like just to because that's like, I feel like that's the closest you're ever gonna get to the old world before like the bombs dropped. Because greed never dies, I feel like.
So New Vegas, you would like go to, you'd like play the slot machines.
Yeah, play the slots, just enjoy what the strip is like has become, but like it still is that slight sliver of like what life used to be like. I would think.
Okay. All right. I feel like maybe this will come up for a few people. I have to wonder if some of you guys are going to pick some of the same locations. I also think it's going to be funny when you answer the next question, because some other people might choose to live in the location you choose to nuke, or vice versa. So what about nuking? Where would you nuke? If you had a gun to your head and some terrible individual or psychopathic robot was like, you have to choose where to blow up.
This is easy. Tenpenny Tower.
Tenpenny Tower? Okay, so
yes.
So in what state of while Tenpenny's there, after the ghouls take over, or
no, before the ghoul take over?
Okay, so
it's just kind of like, you go there and be like, oh, he wants you to blow up Nuketown. No, I'm gonna do the opposite. All right. I'm gonna blow up Tenpenny Tower and watch it from Nuketown.
Oh, because Tenpenny's a total douche, but there's also a lot of other casualties that from any location you pick, there's going to be other casualties, right?
Yeah. So, but I feel like it's one of the more, it's the lesser of all evils.
Potentially.
Unless you choose, what was it, like the old mine in like, what is it? Fallout New Vegas with all the death claws. That's the only place that you're going to get like just...
Yeah, but nobody lives
no satisfaction.
There. Nobody lives. That's not like a settlement, right? That's just a location.
So I feel like the one place is just like Tenpenny, because it always just seems to have a lot of ilk in it.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about Tenpenny Tower? This is a good nuke location.
I think it's a good reverse Uno.
Reverse Uno.
Yeah, I can get behind that, because a little evil. He's evil, extremely greedy. Wants to destroy an entire city and kill who knows how many people, because he says it ruins his view.
It's
not exactly
eyesore.
The most satiable character, I would say, and his effect really on the capital wasteland is probably a net negative, and so destroying his tower would even though it's the only standing large structure that's remained inside the entire wasteland, it probably would be a benefit to kill him and the entirety of the residents of the Tenpenny Tower. Even though some of them are pretty good, they don't provide much benefit to the wasteland. And so if you're going to choose something from the entirety of Fallout 3, I would say them.
Blow up the rich. Yeah. Sure, why not? All right. Cool. All right, Lil Green. So we've got Rivet City. You're going to live in Rivet City. You're going to go visit New Vegas, and you're going to blow up Tenpenny Tower. Awesome.
Yep.
All right. This is a good start. I feel like these are some good answers. Who wants to go next? B's raising his hand.
Yeah, so I was debating for where I was going to live. It was like a toss-up between the New Vegas Strip and one other place. But since Lil Green just mentioned the Strip, I'm going to talk about somewhere else. So I would live just right up the road at the Nellis Air Force Base.
Oh.
Right? Like, who's going to touch me there? It's so hard to get there. I've got my cannons. If you want to get in the back way, you got to go through some death claws. So I'm safe, right? It's a nice home. I don't necessarily want to live with the boomers.
Yeah, because you're basically having to deal with boomers. I mean, that's who lives there.
That's literally what it is.
Right. You got to get in with them somehow, I guess.
They do have a VR pod there. If I ever get tired of the scenery, I can just hop in. Perhaps I can reprogram it so I'm not just flying planes, although that does sound fun. And I can just be somewhere else while I'm still at home. As far as where I would visit the Starlight Drive-In and Fallout 4, just because it's my favorite settlement. It's very open. I always build cool things there. In my playthroughs, there's been a giant Slocum Joe's. There's been a Deathclaw fighting pit, and most recently, a very modern home. So there's a lot of things that could happen there in my headcanon of what has been built.
So in your headcanon, somebody like you has gone there and built something cool that you're going to go visit.
Exactly.
I get it.
And I'm thinking it's just the giant Slocum Joe's. We're talking like a 4-story Slocum Joe's.
Yeah, way too much coffee and donuts.
Sounds like the life.
Yeah. Okay. So all right. So we've got the first two. That's the visit, but don't live there. What about nuking?
So your caveat at the beginning of the show was that sentient species had to live there.
Yes. It has to be an actual settlement of some form to somebody who is self-aware. And that could mean, I mean, like, I don't think that
Zetans on Mothership
You're
Zeta.
going to nuke Mothership Zeta? I guess there are people. There are people on the ship. So
we can sacrifice those 3 or 4 people for the good.
Man.
The good of the world. Getting rid of the Zetans.
All right. So you're sending. Okay. So here's a question that I think is going to be difficult. What if you launch the nuke at the mothership and the mothership defends itself, like blows the nuke up in the atmosphere somewhere, and then was like, you know, beep, 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 humans retaliate, and then they come down and start attacking you or abducting you because they're like, clearly you are the leader of your species.
It's a noble way to end. I did my best. I tried.
All right. So repeat these again. What was the first one?
First one is Nellis Air Force Base.
Nellis Air Force Base, right?
I'm visiting the Starlight Drive-In.
Starlight Drive-In.
In Fallout 4.
And then
which
nuking.
is barren if you don't build anything.
That's true. Yeah, you might be very disappointed on your trip when you get there. There's nobody like you has come around and made anything there.
It's true. And I'm nuking Mothership Zeta.
Okay. All right, let's open this up. What do you guys think? Thoughts on this one? Do you guys agree that these are good locations? Do you feel like there's too much danger in the nuke? Nova?
I feel like that nuking, because there's at least 2 Mothership Zetas, because remember, you're in the DLC, you fight a second one.
Yeah, there's definitely more than
there's
one.
Probably more than 2.
Yeah.
There's probably a whole entire fleet between Earth and the moon, or maybe orbiting the moon or orbiting other parts of Earth. So destroying one would only just piss it off. It'd be kicking a beehive at that point.
Yeah. Even if you don't destroy it, like in my scenario, then what if it blows up but it doesn't destroy them?
Yeah, I mean, like you saw what the laser shots did. The one laser shot destroyed the entirety of like Manitoba, Canada, or wherever it hit, and it took 5 or 6 of those to destroy the other ship that you're fighting. So that nuke, admitted also. Here's where you realize that nuke is not, even if it's thermonuclear at that point, it's going to be basically just a fission weapon because the tritium deuterium mix, which is the boosting fuel, or which is the main explosive composite, or not explosive composite, which is the main actual nuclear fuel that a thermonuclear weapon uses, it has a half-life of only 12 years. So 200 years later, it's going to be completely gone, and you're going to only have the plutonium core left.
Okay, so it's not as dangerous as you would think, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
it's going to be like a Hiroshima, basically.
Right, which may not be enough to blow up that ship, or they could shoot it with their laser beams before it even gets close enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
like air defense.
It's an advanced, interplanetary spacecraft, so
possibly intergalactic.
Maybe intergalactic. We have no real idea about that, but yeah. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's a noble idea. Like if you succeed in this, maybe there's some good that can come, stopping humans from being abducted or whatever. Also, you're not going to have to sacrifice any other people, but it could very well backfire. What do you guys think about living with the boomers? Does that sound like a good idea, Lil?
I don't see it being a bad idea, honestly, because no one else has really messed with them. So, like, the only person that really has ever gotten to set foot is, the player character. So it's just like who else is dumb enough to try and approach an Air Force base that is protected by artillery?
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid defense point to be credit here. But I guess my question is, how do you get in with them?
I mean, you have a good point. If you're dumb enough, you could try and just, get there by, timing it and going between the buildings like everybody else seems to do, or go the back way if you're able to discover it. But it's just, no, I mean, I feel like if you have the guts to get there, it's worth it.
But once you get in, how do you convince them that you should stay?
You just got to assimilate to the culture, you know?
You
You
just
gotta act like a boomer yourself.
I've always been one of you. What are you talking about?
Just dye your hair gray and act like one of them.
Okay. All right.
You're a grenade launcher around with you. Yeah, let's go get these guys.
Yeah, let's go, team. Who are you? What are you guys? What do you mean? All right. Okay. Maybe you just got to have a really high charisma score. That's what you need. Yeah. Okay. So these are good. These are good, Beat. Who wants to go next? Nova.
I'll go.
Nova wants to go.
Yeah. So where I would live is I'm probably just if I had to choose anywhere, I would settle in Good Springs. It's a community that's pretty far away from the big city of New Vegas and Prim and everything else, but close enough to where if you needed to, you could walk there to trade, or you could walk there to entertain yourself. You want to go on vacation, like you said, but you don't want to go across the continent, something like that. It has a lot of industry that I'm already part of. I clean horse stalls. I'm very adventurous, so I would go into the mountains. I would prospect with whatever Mr. Dynamite's name is. I forget his name.
The old guy with
Easy Pete.
Easy Pete. That's right.
I would prospect with him, or come as a disciple and prospect for him in the old ruined buildings. Sell whatever I find in New Vegas or Prim, and then maybe become a ranch hand and help with the big horners around there, because that's already what I kind of do at home. A little bit. Like,
I mean, it's a very small town, country kind of village. Yeah.
Yeah. And I already do live in the country. And so it'd just be like what I'm doing, but a lot drier. And I love the desert landscape. It'd be really interesting to be there.
And there's a doctor.
Yeah, exactly. There's a really friendly doctor that pulls bullet fragments out of people's brains with absolute precision.
Yep. With the same voice as General Tullius from Skyrim. But
exactly, yeah.
That same actor was in Battlestar. He was the second in command in Battlestar Galactica. I don't know if you ever since I saw Battlestar and then started hearing his voice in these games, I've been like, oh my god, that's the same guy again. It's that guy.
I was like,
yeah, I'm like, it's that guy again. and he plays such a, he's kind of messed up, and about his messed up, Battlestar character's kind of a douche. So when he's somebody nice like the doc, I'm like, this is weird.
And he's a general. Just, go throw your lives away from me.
Right.
Yeah, and then if I had to visit anywhere, I would say I would definitely visit Rivet City, because it's like, to me, I think of DC like Chicago. It'd be really cool to go visit, but you're probably going to get murdered if you stay there for too long.
Yeah. I mean, like today and in the future Wasteland, both of those are true.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so like, it would be really cool to go there to see, the National Mall, to see the Washington Monument, to see the Capitol, to actually see the aircraft carrier itself, because it looks like an Essex class aircraft carrier with F-80 Starfighters or whatever. Little Green knew what they are. I forget. We had this entire conversation like 2 weeks ago. Actually, Little Green.
Yeah, well, you would
F-86.
Yeah, F-86. No, it's F-80. F-86 had the swept wing. Yeah, but it has those are really awesome old aircraft. There's a P-51 Mustang inside the museum, along with the Declaration of Independence and Bill of Rights and everything else you can collect from the national, or from below Congress, or wherever they're kept. Or wherever they're kept, and there's that one mission they have to go do it. It's just really interesting to see that, to look at that, because I'm a history nut, and I'm actually majoring in history right now, and so it'd be right up my alley. And then,
I mean, it does seem like a very nice vacation kind of destination, a place you go visit. Comparatively to many places in the Wasteland, it actually has some things to go see.
Yeah, exactly. Compared to everything else inside DC, inside the Capital Wasteland, it's probably is the safest place to go and actually live. And it's also actually has power, scientists, clean running water, and everything else like that, all the amenities you ever need. And so...
And Lilgreen lives there now.
Exactly, yeah. I could go visit him. So hey, what's up? Yeah. Okay. And if I guess I had a nuke anywhere...
Gotta
God,
pick a place.
I didn't think this far ahead, actually.
Yeah, you got to pick somewhere. You got to pick
Okay,
somewhere.
let's honestly just say I'm probably gonna nuke Black Mountain because Tabitha. I just really don't like Tabitha. I don't know what it is about her. Like, there's a sympathetic side to her, but like,
She's insane.
She's insane. Yes, she's
There is that.
Insane.
She's also a
trying to
Nightkin.
kill everyone. She's
Yeah.
calling for human genocide of the human race,
Right.
basically carrying on what the master wanted. And it just like that's a completely unsavory character. Like, it's an unsavory character that is, in my mind, is about on par with the Legion. But at the same time, though, I still want to see the Battle of Hoover Dam. So I don't want to pull I don't want to pull a lonesome road and nuke the entire Legion settlement. I would be on the hilltop taking pictures of the Battle of Hoover Dam. Like, wow, this is so cool.
I could have averted this whole thing, but just show up and take pictures instead. Okay,
Exactly.
so I will allow the Nightkin as sentient because they are smarter than just regular supermutants. I don't think regular supermutants are very self-aware at all, but I think maybe the Nightkin are. And Tabitha's insane.
Well, West Coast super mutants are. East Coast super mutants are not.
Yeah, well, we also don't get to those are in the old games, and but even
there's Jacobstown.
That's true. That's true. Okay, yeah, there is that.
Yeah.
Man, they gotta make divisions on these things. All right, we didn't set the rules that clear at the beginning, so we're figuring it out as we go.
You just said sentient, and I think of West Coast super mutants as sentient. I like sentient as much as humans are because you meet.
I feel like they have the
Jacobstown.
capabilities of being that. I think that is true. I think maybe some of them are dumb enough not to be.
Yeah.
Anybody in real quick?
Sure.
So would Neil technically fulfill the requirement for sentience?
Neil?
Yeah, the ghoul that lives in the shack.
Yes. Yeah, I think. Yes. I think all of the ghouls, unless they're like
feral.
they've gone feral, would count as sentient.
Yeah.
Nova, I have a question for you though.
Okay.
Would you, if you knew about like Neil's existence, would you still would you like remove him from the area first, or would you just like nuke him along with Tabitha?
Oh yeah, him.
I mean, you can't really.
I don't think it was on the rule book. I don't think I can interfere. I think I just go, oh, you're deleted. Sorry.
Yeah, you can't really move anybody around. You just got to pick a spot and just nuke it, right? Like you just if there's collateral damage, then there's collateral damage. So unfortunately, that's what would happen. So
yeah, because like just like with war, there's the good and the bad to it. So I think it would be just like what Bennett said with Mothership Zeta would be a net benefit, and also what Green said with 10 Million Tower would be a net benefit for the entire wasteland to go and just incinerate and nuclear incinerate Black Mountain and nuclear hellfire. Then I'll maybe in the future recolonize it once the radiation drops below a certain point.
Right, and you're going to keep people from getting killed by the super mutants, by the Nightkin and all of that.
And also actually do open up that have a secondary benefit, opening up the road from from wherever that town is right above Quarry Junction to New Vegas directly. Then you go over the mountain instead of going through Quarry Junction. Right. Yeah, because it makes everybody go around the long way. These are good. So let's recap. We've got Good Springs. You're going to live in Good Springs. You're going to go visit Rivet City, and then you're going to nuke the mountain with the Nightkin. Black Mountain.
What do you guys think about this? How do you guys feel about these? Feel like Good Springs is a good place to live?
I have a question.
Okay.
Shoot.
Is Tabitha the Nightkin who wears like a hat?
No, that is Granny at Jacobstown. I actually forget her name.
Tabitha's the one that talks to the skull.
No, that's not.
That's the other Nightkin.
Yes, that's.
All right. Well, I loved the Granny Nightkin, and when you said you wanted to bomb, I thought that was Tabitha. I was just so hurt. We're good now. Okay.
No, she's invincible. She's a companion. You can't kill her, anyways.
She was my first companion in Fallout. You cannot kill the Granny.
No, Tabitha's the one with the wig and the heart glasses. That's right. I always get her and the other one with the skull confused. I'm so bad at remembering names. Like names get jumbled up in my head.
I forget yours. Yours is on my screen.
All right. So how do you guys feel about these? You feel like Good Springs, good place to live? Thumbs up. All right. We're getting some nods. All right. And go visit Rivet City. Check out the highlights of what's left of the Capital Waste. A little museum there, that kind of stuff. And then blow up the mountain. All right. This is solid stuff. Good stuff. You're getting some approvals, Nova. All right. No big questions about this. Tell you what, we're going to take a quick break because I got to thank you guys and the rest of our patrons, and we will be back. But if you haven't gone yet, be ready, be prepared. We'll be right back. It's time for that spring reset. I'm taking a look at everything in my closet and figuring out that, oh no, this absolutely needs to go. And it's about time I replace things so that my clothes aren't older than my 15-year-old. Now you might think that they lasted that long because they were well made, but no, they're in terrible condition. Unlike the new jeans I just got from Quince. Jeans have always been my personal go-to because you can kind of wear them for lots of different things, but maybe they're not your thing. Maybe you're looking for, 100% European linen with insanely soft flow knit activewear fabric. It's definitely getting warmer, and their flow knit activewear is moisture wicking, anti-odor, and soft enough that you'll actually want to wear it every day. So pick out what you want. You can't go wrong because they have prices 50 to 60% less than similar brands. And like I said before, they are high quality. I continue to wear their clothes all the time, and I know that these new jeans are going to last me a lot better than the other things in my wardrobe. And on top of it, they look great. They're so comfortable, and I spent just as much on the jeans that I am now cleaning out of my wardrobe. So if you're looking for something better, just all around better, go check out Quince. So go do it right now. Refresh your wardrobe with Quince. Go to quince.com/falloutlore for free shipping and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. Go to quince.com/falloutlore for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/falloutlore.
Did you know using your browser in incognito mode doesn't actually protect your privacy? Take back your privacy with IPVanish VPN. Just one tap and all your data, passwords, communications, browsing history, and more will be instantly protected. IPVanish makes you virtually invisible online. Use IPVanish on all your devices, anytime you go online at home, and especially on public Wi-Fi. Get IPVanish now for 70% off a yearly plan with this exclusive offer at ipvanish.com/audio.
Hello there, old chap. Good to see another of General Atomic's finest, still eager to serve.
All right, here we are in the middle of the show. This is where I get to thank our patrons and our new patrons. We got some new ones to shout out, including some of these guys. We've got Silas S., we have Larry D., and Skywalker and GLM. I don't know what GLM stands for. Maybe it's a Star Wars thing, but I'm not aware of. I don't know. But welcome to the Patreon. Thank you for signing up. And we have to shout out our Sentry bots, which include Dylan R. and now Larry D. Thank you so very much. And shout out to also all 67 of our current patrons. Thank you for your support. I couldn't do this without you guys, and I really do appreciate it. And we also have some let's see, 3 new reviews to read out. These are on Apple Podcasts. So if you want to take the time to leave a 5-star rating with a review and some words, I will read these out on future episodes of the show. So here we go. Let's start with this one from Goats290 in the United States, who writes, Goblin stamp of approval. Hey, robots, I've been listening to your podcast recently, and I started last month, and now I'm currently halfway through. I'm at year 2, and I love the flow of the information. I'm probably not going to hear you read my review until I get to that episode, but I'll write down another review when I'm all caught up. I love your work, and keep up the amazing podcast. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Goats. And then we have one from I think that's how you pronounce it. It's just a bunch of letters almost. From Australia, who is trying to play a trick on everyone. They wrote very good 5 stars. Thank you very much. And then they wrote, hey, the name of the device that you talk to and listens to us and then does things in our homes. What is my current location? I saw what you're doing there, but thank you for the review. I appreciate that. And then we have one from the Septic Eye Lord. That sounds very, very painful. From the United States, who writes, awesome, 5 stars. I got into Fallout when I was about 15. I played the games hard, trying to obtain as much story from it and piece it together, but I only managed to gather like 5%. Robots podcast is a coincidental find because I was looking for something to get me back into the Fallout games, and I think I found just what I needed to get back in. Thanks, Robots. Well, you're welcome, Septic Eye Lord. I hope you get that treated. Thanks to everybody for taking your time to support the show. Also, sharing it with your friends or your family if they're into Fallout, or just showing up for the live streams and hanging out and being part of the community on Discord. All of that stuff is all super awesome. Thank you for being here and supporting what we do. If you're interested in supporting the Patreon, patreon.com/Fallout Lorecast is the place to go. There's links in the show notes and the descriptions and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, let's move on with the rest of our discussion with our patrons. Here we go.
If you have any questions about NUKE World, I'd be delighted to answer them.
All right, we're back. We've got 3 more patrons who get to share their settlements choices, where they're going to live, where they're going to visit, and where they're going to nuke. Who would like to go next? Silas.
Hi.
Let's do it. Welcome to the show, buddy. How's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
Good. All right. So you've been thinking about this for about, maybe a little while now.
A little bit. I've got some time to mull over.
Okay. Where would you choose to live?
So to live, I think I'd choose Necropolis. Just because I feel like, well, obviously before the Master's Hordes, goes through and wipes everything out, or if you stop the Master's Horde, I feel like it'd be a decent place to live because, even if you're a human, you've still got protection, safe environment, and it's underground. So you'd be safe from, just different types of environmental things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess my main question is, how do you get in good with the ghouls?
Well, they have human slaves, don't they?
Yeah, but no. Are you choosing to be a slave if you decide to go there?
Because can't you work your way up from there? Don't they have a system that has something like that?
I don't know specifically because it's one of those things that I've watched gameplay of, but I haven't actually played through that part of Fallout 1. If you go back to my Fallout 1 episode, you hear how I talk about these games were ahead of my time, and they're very hard to get back into at this point. I have a hard time playing through those games because it's a lot of work to get to certain points in the game. Everything is time gated. If you don't do things in a certain order, then things can go really bad. So I wish I knew. I have to be honest, and I don't really know. So if somebody else knows, feel free to chime in. But if you were in a situation where you felt like that was a safe place to live, would you be willing? Let's say the opportunity is given to you you show up and they're like, humans start out as slaves here, and you're like, that's cool with me. Would you do that?
If the living situation that was on the other hand is live up in the wasteland and risk being around, just other people or big bad monsters, then I think I'd choose to stay down there in relative safety.
Okay. All right, man, that's a tough choice. That's like one of those things that we talk about in society is how much of your freedom are you willing to give up for safety? What's the balance? And everybody has different answers on that. All right. So Necropolis around a bunch of ghouls and underground for maybe the rest of your life. But if you were able to get out and visit somewhere, where would you go?
The place I'd like to visit, I can't think of the settlement name, but it's it's that one green settlement that has the tree man.
Are you talking Fallout 3?
Yes.
So you're talking, what's his name? With the tree growing out of his head. And then it turns into a tree. What is his name?
Nova got it in chat. It's Oasis.
Oasis is the place. What was the guy's name? He shows up in the first few games, and it continues to evolve more into a tree. Harold. That was it. Yes. So you're gonna go live with Harold. That's actually that's a good location.
Just go visit him.
Or go visit him.
See,
that's right.
It's such a break from the rest of, all of the Fallout universe. Everything's all drab and orange and nuclear green. I think it'd be nice to have a little spot of color to just go see every once in a while. Yeah,
you going to have a conversation with Harold?
Maybe. I think we're going to be best buds.
You can talk about the old days or something. Talk about his travels across the U.S. Yeah. All right, that's it. That's a good pull. Okay, so now where would you choose to nuke?
The place I'd choose to nuke is that the settlement out by Virgil's Caves in the Glowing Sea with the children of Adam.
Okay.
Because they didn't learn their lesson the first time.
Wow. So you're going to bring the atom to them, basically. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're going to show them what the atom does.
Show them the true light, yeah.
The true light, yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. These are good. Let's open this up. Who has any thoughts on any of these?
I have a very important question.
Mm-hmm.
Would you fulfill Harold's wish while you're visiting him?
I think it'd be probably 1 or 2 visits before I decide to pull the plug.
Kill me. Maybe next time, bud.
I want to have more conversations. I'm on vacation. Stop being a bummer.
Well, it's one of those things, he's been everywhere, so you want to talk to him about it.
My existence is pain. Okay, settle down. I'm just trying to enjoy my vacation.
Whatever, buddy. I'm a slave over in Necropolis. You're a tree.
About a question. Would you burn him or shoot him?
I feel like I'd shoot him because I feel like burning's too slow. It's
if I remember right, he has a fear of fire.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it makes sense. If you turned into a tree, you'd be afraid of fire also.
So, all right. So you're humane about it, at least.
Oh man, that's awesome.
What would you shoot him with? Mini nuke, I hope.
Whatever gets
the add him to Harold as well.
Maybe your nuke location is the same location as your vacation location. You go vacation first, and then you're like, all right, I'll put you out of your misery, and then drop a
all right,
bomb.
no one else gets to visit there too. Boop.
Boop. Off the map. It's gone. Cool. All right. Okay, these are interesting, man. You guys, every time I do an episode and I get to ask everybody questions about stuff, we get such a variety of things, and I love the variety because you can't predict it. It's so good. So, any last questions for Silas on this one? Everybody's good. All right, down to Tierson and ones and zeros. Who wants to go next? You guys can like paper, rock, scissors. All right, Tierson. Where do you want to live? Where do you think?
Novak. Always had an affinity for that town when I'd play New Vegas.
Okay, what is it about Novak?
From a player standpoint, it's in the middle of everywhere you have to travel, so it's not too far from anywhere to go anywhere important.
Yeah, it's kind of right in the bottom middle of the map, right? Like just south of the center of the map. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, you get to live in a town with a dinosaur statue.
That is pretty cool and probably way more rare than it used to be.
Yeah.
Okay. So Novak, do you feel safe there with like the snipers up in the dinosaur nest, like looking out for you?
I would probably take a shift as one of them.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. If the events play out a certain way, then you can take somebody's spot. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So that's where you're going to live. Now, where would you go visit?
NUKE World.
NUKE. Okay, so I was wondering if anybody was going to bring up NUKE World. So you would go visit. So are we talking NUKE World at the height of the gangs all running crazy? And I mean, or are we talking like that's the only time we ever get to visit it? So, or maybe after your character shows up and cleans things up a little bit, like.
I think during.
Okay.
They're cleaning everything. It'd make it more interesting. Because at that point you could go through and just look at everything while the 3 gangs are trying to take each other out, fighting for power.
Right.
You can actually go and enjoy NUKE World while everyone else is off trying to kill each other.
That's true. And the traditional way in was through the little maze thing, and then you had to fight in the arena. And if you won the fight, then didn't you become the leader? Isn't that how that works? So maybe theoretically you would just become the leader, and during your visit, you would just take over NUKE World?
It's possible.
Okay. So this is where you go visit, and then you take over it, and then you get to go check out everything there, and then you just leave, and you go back home again.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's so we got 2. What about the NUKE option? NUKE World also.
Nah.
Where are you thinking?
Honestly, I've never had a love for Diamond City.
Oh, okay.
Much bureaucracy going on there.
I thought you were going to say, like, I've never really thought about who I would have to kill if I had. But no, like, okay, Diamond City, that's a very populated location. There's a lot going on there, a lot of casualties, but you just don't like it. You just don't like the people there?
No, because either they're all shady and doing something illegal, hurting other people in the town, or the people who need the most help are the ones getting stepped on, and the only good people in town is really Nick and Ellie.
Yeah, or they're all just synths in disguise, and who even knows?
Yeah, and I know it's kind of controversial, but I always sided with the Brotherhood.
Okay.
In my playthroughs.
All right, so repeat these again. What was the first one?
Novak,
and then
NUKE World.
We go visit NUKE World, and then Nuke Diamond City. Wow. Wow. Okay, let's open this up. What do you guys think about these? Who has thoughts on this one?
I have a question about NUKE World. Would you rather go there while the gangs are contained within just Nuke Town, USA, and all the other parks are basically abandoned, except for like the creatures or Oswald the Magnificent, who's currently controlling Kitty Kingdom? Would you rather go when it's abandoned and the gangs haven't taken over anything, or post that when the gangs have their own assigned park sections?
I'd say post, once everything's more open and you can actually explore everything there, would make it more entertaining.
Maybe there's a few less gator claws to have to fight on your own. Maybe
that's the fun part, Tom. Get a cowboy hat and lasso it. Now you have your own gator mount.
Wow, they should add that. They should. They're going to update Fallout 4. Maybe that's something we can request as gator mounts, or maybe somebody can mod that in. Can you guys mod in a gator mount into the game? Whoever does mods out there.
And a cowboy hat, please. I'd really enjoy that.
And a cowboy hat. Yeah, why not a cowboy hat? I mean, it's in Boston, so not really cowboys, but why not, right?
But there is the Gulch though, so there should be cowboy hats.
That's true.
Inside whatever that park's name is. It's Dry Rock Gulch.
Right, because it's themed like cowboys. Yeah, so
exactly,
costumes and like.
Well, that was my reason behind it. It's like you go there first, grab a cowboy hat and a lasso, and then go over, get your own gator mount, and ride across the wasteland in it. Stopping at every water hole to let it swim.
Nobody's gonna mess with you if you're riding around Boston on the back of a gator with a cowboy hat and a lasso. Everyone's gonna be like, that guy's a badass. He might be insane, but I'm not gonna mess with him.
All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail. I just want to ask that question though. Like, if you go pre or post.
Yeah, that's a good question. So you're going post. All the gangs have their own little areas, but there's more for you to visit because it's all been kind of like open back up.
Yeah.
Got it. Cool. Who else has any questions?
Not a question, just like a comment, but I do agree with Novak because I feel like whenever I play New Vegas, that is like where I set up camp. I get the free room, and that's where I dump all of my stuff. So like if I ever need to like go and like kind of recoup, I go to Novak, honestly. So like I kind of agree with like living there. So
I've always done that as well. It's just the most convenient location, honestly.
Yeah, you're right. Like it's very central. Like it's close to everything. It's right in the middle of the map.
Like I kind of thought to myself, I've got my recent playthrough. I was like, oh, why did I stay in like the presidential suite at the Lucky 38? But I'm like, then I have to like go through all the loading screens. I can't automatically just like fast travel there. And it's just like, no, Novak it is.
Totally makes sense. Yeah, it totally makes sense. I think this is pretty well thought out, Tierson.
Thank you.
Good one. All right. Any other questions on this one? Nope. You good?
What park in NUKE World would you visit first? Like what section?
That's a tough one. Because
are you into roller coasters? Are you into westerns? Do you like kiddie rides? Animals?
I kind of liked the garden area where you actually start dealing with most of the gator claws.
You just want to fight a gator.
Safari zone then?
Probably.
You just want to fight it. You're going to take your rifle that you used to protect Novak. You're going to travel over to NUKE World and you're going to start hunting some gator claws.
360 no scope it.
Yeah.
Well, post-apocalyptic safari. What are you gonna do?
There you go. Yeah, and then you're gonna tame one and then ride it around with your cowboy hat, and then everyone's never gonna mess with you ever again. They're gonna be like, that guy is a badass. All right.
Can I just roll up into a raider camp where it's like, I know he's ever gonna get us, and just this gator claw goes.
Well, this is a good one. All right, we've got one more to do. Ones and zeros. You're bringing in the caboose.
Hello.
Hey, so where would you choose to live?
Probably in Jacobstown.
Jacobstown. Okay, so why Jacobstown?
Just because it's kind of out of the way of everything, and it's just there's a ton of super mutants there, which might not be the smartest thing, but like if I can assimilate into that like area, it'd be pretty safe and also probably pretty interesting as well.
Okay, so what's your strategy for assimilating with the super mutants?
Probably like kind of acting as an ambassador between the two, kind of like what the courier did, and like at the very beginning.
Right.
I forget who's the guy that asked you to help out, but pretty much it was just like you having to decide between like launching a war, or like creating a war between the two factions.
So you would be like strategically helpful to them, right? Kind of just follow that path. Okay, so that's where you're gonna live. I suppose if you get in good with super mutants, then as long as you don't piss them off accidentally, it seems like a pretty safe location, because who's gonna come mess with a bunch of super mutants?
Yeah, just look down at the ground, pretty much.
Yeah, just keep to yourself. Just, all right. I bet it doesn't smell very good there. This is another one of those things.
Maybe not.
Like the gore bags and super mutants, I don't think shower very often. I bet you could smell them like a mile away. Like, man.
Maybe I can try to like get them into it. Like, hey, you guys should check this out. It's called showering.
It's called taking a bath. This is soap.
And here's a stick of deodorant.
Deodorant? What is deodorant? Yeah, that would be awesome. All right, so you're living in Jacobstown. Where are you going to go visit?
I probably want to visit the Institute.
Wow, okay. All right. Man, nobody's brought up the Institute yet. Okay, this is another one of those that I was like, is anyone going to choose here? But visit but not live. All right, so why go visit? And how do you get in?
I can't. I don't think I'd be able to get into the Institute. It'd kind of have to be just like a 1 in a million chance. Kind of like there's the very small chance that you can like stick your finger through a wall, where like the part or the atoms like vibrate. It's weird. You're
talking about quantum mechanics. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, you somehow like fall into the Institute, kind of like the bathrooms or something.
I see. Or like you just happen to be like right next to one of them while they teleport, and you like are touching them at the same time, and so you go with them somehow.
Oh yeah, is that how it works? You just have to touch them?
know. I'm just making stuff up, but like maybe this is all imaginary.
It's been a while since I played the game. Maybe that is how it works. But yeah, I was deciding for like a good 10 minutes whether or not I'd want to live in the Institute or Jacobstown.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose Jacobstown over in the Institute mainly because of just how like closed off everything is there. Because it's kind of like a small town. Like once somebody finds out about something, everybody's going to know about it, whether you want to or not. And that can be very detrimental, even if it's something small.
I gotcha. Okay. But the super mutants, they probably just grumble. And do they even deal with rumors? Like, are they?
Yeah, I
that stinky human.
Listen half the time.
Yeah, they're all just too busy worrying about what they all want individually. Maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so you find a way into the Institute. You go visit. You talk with Father. You get a tour of the facility. Like,
that'd be like you just get to see all the equipment, like how it works, all that. That'd be sick.
That would just blow your mind.
Yeah, like assuming that I haven't lived like what like live in today's society, like where we get to see or at least imagine all of these things.
Right.
Because then like you wouldn't even know that exists. Like you understand that like plasma weapons are a thing, but not to like such a degree that the Institute is at.
Yeah, no, it would feel alien. It would feel so strange. All right, so we've got those two, Jacobstown and the Institute. Where are you going to nuke?
Probably like Caesar's Island.
Okay, so you're taking it to the Legion, just like wiping them off the map.
Yeah. Never really cared for them that much. They're a bit too
mass murdery.
Yeah. They're a bit too much that in that demographic for me, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that most people are probably in agreement about that. All right, let's open this up. What do you guys think about these? Living in Jacobstown, visiting the Institute, blowing up the Legion. Thumbs up. We got a thumbs up from B. Any other thoughts? Nobody else wants to chime in? Anyone has thoughts? Lil has some thoughts.
I mean, living in Jacobstown, I feel like is another solid choice just because I feel like everybody around the area just avoids it other than, because if I remember right, you do get attacked when you first get there, like as one of the missions to like help protect it. But like after that, I feel like no one else wants to like attack the place. So it's another safe spot. You're surrounded by super mutants that are sometimes invisible. So I feel like that's a solid choice. And then the nuke is probably the best and most logical location out of everybody.
You know what I noticed? Go ahead, keep going. I thought you were done.
Yeah, there might be some innocent people killed, but like it's the slaves. And like it's going to be hard to get them out of there. So the least civilian casualties, I feel like, would be that location.
You're kind of putting them out of their misery.
Yeah, in a sense. Because even if you like bring them back to like society, like who knows what torture and mutilation was done to them.
Yeah.
But then the second battle of Hoover Dam can't happen.
You can't watch it from a distance and enjoy it. So you know what I think is interesting is that nobody has named any locations from Fallout 76. Now, some of you probably haven't played it, but there are some very beautiful locations in Fallout 76 because it's not nuked to hell. There's certain parts of the map are really messed up, but
there's like, New Vegas, though, the entirety of the Mojave. It's pretty pristine and untouched.
Well, it's also a big desert, so there is that. But yes, it is not necessarily nuked. But like in Fallout 76, you have especially the forest region has a lot of locations where the buildings are still standing. There's a bunch of trees. There's flowing water. There's plenty to eat and drink. There's wildlife that isn't too messed up. There's a lot of other stuff out there. You know, it's not perfect by any means, but there are some beautiful locations. Plus, you could go live in like the Mothman Museum or something.
This is true.
That would be kind of cool.
Very true. I think it's just because like I've been very distanced from 76.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I get it. I get a lot of people are just like, I just don't play it. So,
but it's just it's not like I have like no quarrels against the game. When it first came out, yes, a little bit. But after like all these recent updates and new content, I have jumped back into it a little bit. I'm just trying to regain my footing, and it's really hard. Just to like try to figure out what I'm doing, when I was doing it, what do I have to do next, and it's so. But no, I don't know. Like I feel like a lot of the stuff just didn't leave too much of an impact with 76 because of when I started it.
Yeah.
So if that makes any sense, because like it was a lot of just like I don't know. It just the game is good, but it wasn't as impactful as the other ones.
Yeah, I get where you're going. Yeah, it makes sense. And I think that a lot of people felt that way too. I've been hearing a lot of good things about the NUKE on tour that's coming out in like a week. So might be worth jumping back in. Just, I tried out the pit stuff, wasn't super into it, but this seems like it's a little bit more just kind of fun and just, I don't know. There's some more fun things to do there. Plus NUKE World kind of vibe. That's always entertaining. Anyway, that's off topic, but I just wanted to bring up that like it's interesting. Nobody mentioned any of the locations out in Fallout 76. So, any last thoughts? 1s and 0. Oh, Bennett wanted to jump in. Hey, B.
Let ones and zeros finish his last thoughts, and I've got a quick question.
Okay.
So just
ones and zeros. Any last thoughts on your locations?
No, I kind of forgot that I wasn't muted.
Oh,
that's why I wasn't muted.
okay.
But yeah, I don't really have any other thoughts. Thanks for considering it, though.
Yeah, no problem. So B has a question. Be free.
So you were mentioning other locations, Tom. Where would you live? Where would you visit? And where would you nuke?
That's a good question. I just named the Mothman Museum, so I'm just going to go with that. I would live in the Mothman Museum because that sounds pretty cool. It's weird, but feels relatively safe-ish. Where would I visit? I would like to go visit. I think I'd go visit New Vegas. I think New Vegas would be a cool place to visit because there's just there's a lot of stuff going on there. There's the casinos, and it feels like it's a vacation kind of spot in general. But then you also have all the robots. You've got Mr. House. You've got some of the, just be able to be like, oh, this is one of the places that survived and didn't get bombed. This is really cool. So that would be cool. And then where would I nuke? I would nuke Megaton. No, I'm kidding. We've all done that on a playthrough at least once, right? Where you're just like, what happens if I do nuke Megaton? Oh, that's a really good question. Nuking somebody like the Legion makes sense. Nuking the Institute, I've done that. I don't know if I want to do that again. That seems rough. I think the one that I was wondering if anybody was going to say was the Pridwin. Nope, this Brotherhood is too Nazi. You're just done. We'll just blow up the Pridwin. So let's just go with that one for fun.
I almost said I wanted to live on the Pridwin, so
I know, right?
There, since you're nuking it,
it's one of those but if the leadership was different, maybe they wouldn't be so much like Nazis. But let's just blow it up for fun. You gotta try everything once, right? You gotta play through the games a few times. We'll just
blowing it up just for the fireworks show. Just
for the fireworks show. Plus, that would be really cool, like a big nuke going off in the sky inside the ship, and then the ship just
just a Hindenburg 2.0.
Oh my god, that would look so good. That would be so cool. Now I'm gonna get letters. People are like, "How dare you? You can't do.
How dare you blow up the Pridwin?
How dare you? I love the Brotherhood." Blowing up the Pridwin was beautiful, says Cold Brood in chat.
Ad Victorium.
Yeah, I'd be saluting and going ad Victorium as it goes down. I like the Brotherhood in some contexts, and in others I'm just like, but I guess it also depends on the playthrough and what character I'm playing as. But man, this was a lot of fun, guys. Tell you what, thank you for being here, first of all. And second, let's just go through everybody. And if you have a project, a channel, a show, anything you do that you want to shout out, feel free to say, hey, this is what I do, and this is where you can go check it out. And then also, if you want to share how people can reach out to you, you can do that as well. Let's start with Nova. Nova? You got stuff going on.
I have a YouTube channel that is mostly about Fallout, but also about other games like Call of Duty and Halo and eventually Dark Souls, which my friend actually does decide to get into that again. Currently working on a video about the Nuka-Cola Corporation, another one about why the U.S. government is the way it is, why the U.S. government is structured the way it is within Fallout. So it's mainly focused on the Commonwealth system, how it's implemented and the effects on American society, and why it became such a bureaucratic nightmare. I have a bunch of the videos that have backlogged and kind of just fell by the wayside after I was like, I'm bored of this topic. I'm going to move on to something else. It is Supernova with a zero. It's Supernova in capital N0VA on YouTube. I also have a Twitter that is it is Supernova Gaming, and a TikTok is also Supernova Gaming if you enjoy that, where I just basically slice up my old videos and post them on TikTok and add individual chapters instead of seeing the entire thing on YouTube. So if you enjoy doing that, I also do random things on TikTok too, where it's random gaming clips spliced together just to make a funny little entertaining thingamaboop.
Nice. So, yeah. Nice. We got a lot of stuff going on. So Supernova Gaming, look it up. You'll find it. All sorts of different places.
YouTube just Supernova.
Just Supernova, right, with a zero for an O. Kind of like my zeros for robots. Yeah.
Yes, exactly, because it was taken and I had to do something else.
That's what happens. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, thanks for being here, Nova. Silas,
anytime.
You got anything you want to share?
I mean, I don't really do a whole lot of stuff.
That's cool.
I'm on Discord.
So people can reach out to you under what's your Discord name if people want to shout you out?
It's 5ILAS and then 1324.
Awesome. Awesome. Because you never know when you say something on one of these episodes and somebody's like, oh my God, that's so cool. I want to tell somebody that I thought the same thing or whatever, right? And they just want to reach out. So that's fun too. So awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. Then there's Be Free, Bennett.
Yeah, so I'm on the Discord too. You guys can ping me if you want to chat with me. Other than that, I'm hoping to start a YouTube channel in the next year where I will be going through, it'll be like a cooking YouTube channel, and I'll get cookbooks from like the Fallout series, the Elder Scrolls series, once I get through those other game series. And it'll just be like a normal cooking show, but with video game dishes, and I'll go through the lore of those dishes as I cook them, which should be fun. It's just a matter of when I have more time to actually start that. And then one quick shout out I want to make. I want to shout out my friend Josh K, who shared the show with me like 4 years ago when Tom had like 5 or 6 episodes out, and I've been hooked ever since. So
awesome.
Shout out Josh.
Yeah, it will be 4 years in just a few weeks. Holy moly. Time flies. Thanks, Josh. Awesome. Tierson, you got anything going on you want to share?
Nah, I don't really do much.
Not too much?
So if anyone wants to reach out to me, just reach out to me through the Discord.
Awesome. And it's just your name has funny characters in it, right? Is it?
It's just a specialty case Y.
Yeah. But look for Tierson. You'll see it. You'll see it on there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. Lil Green. You got anything you want to share?
No, just my usual shtick of, if anybody wants to chat with me, just ping me in the Discord. If they are a part of it, which you should be, it's a great community. And if not, look me up on Instagram, just @lilgreen_photography. And I'm going to hopefully, if I could have the mental capacity to just start posting more and more content and try and build up my followers. So I actually saw a couple people follow me on there.
Nice.
So,
yeah, it doesn't hurt to say, hey, you can find me over here too. Drop me a follow. Awesome. And then ones and zeros. You got anything going on you want to share?
No, I don't really have anything going on. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for being here. And guys, thank you so much for your support and for getting together and chatting about stuff that we all love to nerd out about. Awesome. Always a fun time. And I really do appreciate all of you. And I love that we're getting more people popping into the Discord saying things like, today we played Fallout 76. Maybe we should play together. Feel free to set stuff up. If you want to play, there's some Fallout channels in there. There's a voice chat room you can get in. You can jump in with other people. I know, unfortunately, you have to be on the same platform because you can't play together if you're not. But who knows? Maybe somebody else plays on PlayStation or somebody else plays on Xbox or PC or whatever. So, but guys, thank you for being here again. I will be back next week with another one of the regular episodes, and I might be doing some episodes with the Fallout Hub guys over on this feed in the future because we kind of ended that feed because we kind of went dormant for a while. But now that there might be more stuff to talk about with Fallout 76, you might get a Fallout Hub type show with me and Ken from the Chad Show and Dave Chaffins, who I'm going to be doing the Starfield Lorecast with. So look for those potentially in the future. All right. Thanks for being here, chat. Thanks for being here as well. I'll see you guys next time. Stay safe in the wasteland. To plug into everything else we're doing, check out robotsradio.net. Reach out to me on Twitter at robots_radio. Check out the Robots Radio Rocket Club, where you can join me and a bunch of our other creators creating your podcast, starting a new podcast, or helping your current podcast grow. There's more information about that on robotsradio.net as well. And you can always talk with us and the entire community, over 2,000 people on the Robots Radio Discord. Come join us. We'd love to chat with you. See you guys next time.
It's cozy season, and nothing compares to wrapping yourself in a Minky Couture blanket. Luxuriously soft, perfectly warm, thoughtfully made. From movie nights to chilly mornings, Minky Couture turns everyday moments into pure comfort. Once you feel it, you'll understand why it's called the original best blanket ever. Visit minkycouture.com or a store near you and make this cozy season your softest one yet.